All right.
In a twist of fate, a book about book bans gets banned in Florida. What does it say about the freedom to read? Welcome to another episode of You Can't Make This Shit Up. I'm your host, Joel Hoxley, David Washington, and we're here to talk about an ironic twist. Alan Gratz banned this book, has been banned by the Indian River County School District in Florida. Now, the children's book centers on a young girl's fight against book bans, and it was removed after a 3-2 school board vote, despite a committee's recommendation to keep it. You can't make this shit up. The push was led by Jennifer Pippin, Moms for Liberty's local chair. Now, I want you to be aware that this move highlights the broader trend of this increasing book ban nationwide. So, with 92% rise in censorship efforts reported by the American Liberty Association in 2023. This is absolutely the epitome of a comedy gone wrong.
Literally a you can't make this shit up moment. Okay. you
Wait, David, how did you say it? David said, I know who I am. I'm a band played by a band disguised as another band.
and hats off to Tropical Thunder. That was Robert Downey Jr.'s line, and I thought of that title when I read this article, and I'm just like, no way. Indian River County public school system here in Florida went ahead by a close vote and banned a book by an author who wrote it. I can't even talk about it. A book about a band, a band book band. This is so mind-boggling. And the American Library Association, God bless them, keeping track of this. 92%, you said. 92%.
That's what 92. They said 92%.
This is crazy.
And this is the thing. You said it was a closed vote. So we don't even get to know who voted against it.
Mm-hmm.
And you know what? Cowards.
Yeah.
Cowards. In a Sunshine State, you're so scared. It was recommended to not be banned, and then you still want to ban it. Why? Is it guilt? Is it guilt because you know what you're doing to, you know what it looks like? Look, freedom of speech. I'm tired of tolerance being the issue.
Right.
You can't tolerate either side. Look, parents need to start parenting. I get it.
Yep.
Always. And that's the thing. If you have an advanced child and that advanced child is learning at a rate that's faster than other people, their book choices need to be different. They need to be able to, because they're already getting that intelligence where they can start to discern things. They're going to start saying, I'm bored. Every book is the same, because every book is the same.
Yeah.
Until you get to the next level and you start, I read a lot more now than I did when I was younger because I was bored.
Sure.
Because there's always the same thing. It's a feel-good story, or you're struggling with this person, and then they get this hope, and then they fall down, and then the end comes. Oh, everything works out. Very seldom does the ending leave you depressed. So you get totally used to that. So it's nice to have a book that's about something different. And it looks like you're writing a book about book banning because guess what? You're banning books.
Exactly. And Gratz's book is about a young girl who goes to the library, her school library, who wants to check out a book, but the librarian tells her that, she cannot because a classmate's parent thought it was inappropriate. And so the little girl creates a secret banned books library. And after that, all hell breaks out. She enters the world of book banning and censorship, and who can decide what her and her fellow students can read. And this is crazy. This is beyond crazy. Is It's sad that we've got to this point as Floridians, as Americans. And the strange thing is, for me, is that this book was vetted by their book review vetting committee
Mhm.
at this particular school, at this particular district, and it was still banned by a 3-2 vote. And to take it further, the book was accused of teaching rebellion of school board authority, as reported by the Tallahassee Democrat. That's just wild.
Congress shall make no law respecting an establishment of religion or prohibiting the free exercise thereof, or abridge the freedom of speech, or of the press, or the right of the people peaceably to assemble and to petition the government for a redress of grievances. That is a very short statement. That is an amendment to say, look, you have a right to be offended, and I have the right to offend you,
Right.
but I'm going to do everything in my power not to offend you. Right? That's kind of the philosophy you grow up with. Uh, you can write it, you can publish it, then anybody should be able to read it. Restrict people from pornography, restrict children from pornography, restrict healthy restrictions. But those restrictions, hey, if you own it, you can't read it till you're 18. I mean, come on, guys, this is common sense, right? We go way beyond the Moms for Liberty. Hate me, hate me if you want to, but I think that you've got to start thinking about the fact that you protect your children. Don't protect mine. You just leave my kids out of it.
Right.
Okay, leave the other kids out of it.
Agreed.
Most of you have pulled your kids out of school anyways. Most of you
Bingo.
homeschool, and most of your
Yes.
children have no social interactions because they barely know how to interact with people. I
Hmm.
mean,
Okay.
some of these homeschooling schools are getting better because they're having social, efforts to make sure that because recruiting a soldier from a homeschool environment was detrimental to them getting through basic training or being able to be in a team environment. So, you know, there's a consequence for everything. And I'm not, listen, Moms for Liberty, I love you and understand what you're trying to do. I get where the social issue is at, um, but I just don't think we're going about it the right way. And that's really what it hurts because a library is a library, you know?
Yeah. I mean, this may be a win for the Moms of Liberty supported um, school board members who voted in favor of this ban, but it's an L. It's a loss for the students, for common sense, and for families to see that a ban on a book like this is I'm still trying to find the words for this is incomprehensible.
Well, the the Bible's full of pornography and terrible things, bestiality,
Violence.
and all kinds of stuff. So, if your children are reading the Bible right now, I hope you've gotten a Bible that doesn't actually read like the Bible, because you're going to have to get it to change, and then you're going to change this, and then you're going to change this, because you know what? It's all about you having to disguise things until they're old enough to learn. You have a problem, because if you really want to get through the New Testament, and you want to get through what Paul tells, in those letters that he writes about the sin and all this stuff. So listen, I've read the Bible. You say you've read the Bible. So I hope you have now put a lock around it, like you lock your guns for safety, because they shall not be reading the Bible until they have the age appropriateness. So remove the Bible, put it up to the high school level. And even then, there's things in there you've already banned that are equivalent in the Bible. And listen,
Exactly.
I'm not being facetious here, but you know what? I truly believe in the Bible. I truly believe that it tells us and it guides us. And if I hadn't read those things, I'd be going to hell right now. I'd be on the road to hell anyways, right? Because I wouldn't have known.
We're in politics. We're already on our way to hell.
Oh, and especially, hey, Proverbs is probably not age appropriate until the senior year.
Yeah.
And that just because it says honor thy father and thy mother, and obey. Oh, and then women, you really need to take that one to heart, because if you're a woman and you're not subservient to your husband, you might want to rethink where you're at, because that's in there too. So I mean, but that doesn't affect you, right? Because you can go to work and do what you want to. Tell your husband to make sure he does the lawn. Make sure you tell him what to do, right? But if he tells you what to do, then he's out on his ear, and there's a divorce paper. Oh, I've
It
gone
gets
off. I've
messy.
gone
It
off.
gets messy, doesn't it? It gets
Listen,
messy.
the rules are in there. It's the rule book, but you can't share the rule book because the rule book has pornography in it. I mean, listen, they didn't miraculously make some of this stuff up.
Good point.
There's a reason there were two of every creature,
Good point.
and there were three that came out. At least three minimum coming out. So you can tell the story of Noah's Ark. You might want to make sure that you're very careful about it. Okay, guys, like, share, call me all the names you want to, because I've truly provoked a lot of feelings out there. There's a lot of people that are mad at me right now. And guess what? I truly, I understand you. I'm just making sure that you have to understand what they're thinking, because I go to church. I believe. I've read it. I believe in it, but it's not my right to throw it down somebody else's throat.
Good point.
It's my job to tell you who Jesus is. It's my job to, let you know, but it's the Holy Spirit that's supposed to take over from there. And that's where I believe. And my Muslim friends don't believe the same. And my Jewish friends don't believe that Jesus is the Messiah. So as long as I understand what their beliefs are, we still have common ground. We all have a higher being.
And there's some common sense in all of this too. And please, we encourage your comments. And I want to personally thank those individuals who have been commenting on our platforms. I really enjoy it, and I enjoy the stories that they share with us about their own personal experiences. So please continue to share your stories, continue to share your facts, and let's continue the conversation. We're not going to censor or ban what you tell us unless you're so egregious, so out there. We'll just have a conversation with you one on one. However, please continue to comment, like our content on our platforms, share with those family members, friends, colleagues, influencers, politicos, electeds that you know who may find our content informative and hopefully enjoyable to listen to and watch. So I'm David. This is Joel. We are your political innovators here at Jay in Washington, and we'll see you the next time.
Enjoy.